Hello and good morning. Happy Monday. Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the Texas Hill Country, Fredericksburg, Texas, as a matter of fact. Welcome to Make It Monday Live with Pamela, where I will show you how to create a 12 by 12 two-page layout using new Stampin' Up! Products. So say hello if you're joining me. Let's see. Making sure everything is working the way it's supposed to. I think so. I somewhat got ready today. I think y'all are going to get to see all the hairdos that I do. So I didn't want to have to straighten my hair today. I talked about that on Friday. So I may look a little bit different than in my profile picture. Don't we all? But this is what it is. Growing the gray out and need a haircut to get that little bit left of color out of my hair. I've been growing it out for a year and maybe 3 months. So, all right. Good morning, Lynette from North Mississippi. Welcome. All right. So much is going on. Was it just last week, just last Tuesday, Stampin' Up! Released tons and tons of brand new products, and there is a new mini catalog that's available from January to April. And then we have new online exclusives that you won't find in the brochures. So you have to be sure to go check that out because there's some really cute stuff. And I'm actually going to be using some of the new online exclusives today called Mixed Media Florals. And I've already shared some artwork over the last week because that particular suite, the collection of Mixed Media Florals, was my first assignment as a Stampin' Up! Artisan team member. And that was released on Friday, the artwork for group number 1, which I'm a part of. So there's 5 of us in that group. So if you check out my Instagram, Stamping Up's Instagram or Facebook, along with my Facebook, you will see the samples that we all created using this gorgeous new online exclusive. So it's a large collection of products, and I'll be using those today as I create my first 12 by 12 two-page scrapbook layout, which will be part of my weekly PDF tutorial. Details are in the description, along with details on my scrapbooking workshop that includes 3 two-page 12 by 12 layouts, which the one I'll be creating today is a part of that as well. And I'll be also sharing those pages that I shared over the weekend from Friday and Sunday. But those will be included in the scrapbooking workshop guide PDF as well. And I'll show them up close to you here in just a few minutes. So say hello if you're joining me. I see several on. I did want to make note about the celebration that's happening right now with Stamping Up from January 7th to February 28th. We have a fabulous sale going on. When you purchase $60 in increments of $60, you get a free exclusive item. It might be a stamp set, a pack of paper, embellishments. When you spend $120, there are 2 other bundles or products that you can get for free. One is a bundle, which is a stamp set and dies, and there's another one, I think that's just a stamp set. Then there's also extra benefits for hosting a party, a home gathering, online party. There's also incentives for joining Stamping Up. So if you'd like to be a part of my passionate about scrapbooking and stamping team with Stamping Up, you can reach out to me for more information on that or check out my website here at passionateaboutscrapbooking.stampinup.net. If you have any questions whatsoever, you can drop them in the comments, message me privately on Instagram or Facebook. You can also email me at passionateaboutscrapbooking@gmail.com. All right, so I am going to flip my screen real quick over to my desk. All right, I think I wanted to zoom out just a tad. So let me see where I do that. There it is. Let's see. I can zoom out a little bit, not too much. There we go. I've got some stuff right up here, and you can kind of see some of the products that we're going to be using today. I'm going to be doing some mixed media-ish, do some fun background techniques, and let me, for my purpose, let me get my screen, full screen. There we go. All right, let me know if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube. I see Lynette's on Facebook. And let me check a few things out. I am going to, real quick, get my chamois wet again. It's damp, but it's not super wet. And we have some big stamps that we'll be stamping today. So you need a very large block, the largest block that Stamping Up carries. Thankfully, I was able to get all of those. They have a bundle that you can get. I got those with my artisan product credit. So grateful for that. All right, let's see what's going on here. We've got kittens. The table is shaking because of the kittens. Go. They're knocking things off. They're wild and rambunctious today. Well, I guess I'll have to put that back up later. I had my page up there. All right, let's get situated. I have some things prepped. I think I wanted to change a few things up, or I'm going to add to it, not really change things today. Oh, one more thing. I have a little bit of inspiration from something I saw online last night that went well by Lacey Robin, I think is her name. So I'm going to put that over here just to kind of, it's kind of feeling like a Monday. Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? All right, I want to share with you this gorgeous paper from the mixed media. And I got a couple of packs of it, of the designer series paper, because I knew I would be using it for my artisan design team projects. I wanted to make sure I had plenty of what I needed. Plus, I knew that I would also be doing it, this week. So my plan for the coming months or the year, I guess, really, is to create, how pretty that is, to create the following week what Stamping Up shared from our artisan monthly assignments. They will post every Friday one of the groups, so groups 1 through 4, And so last Friday they did group one and it was mixed media. And then this coming Friday they will share another um, collection of products. And my goal is to use that the following week. So you'll have lots of ideas, not only from the fellow artisans design team, but also from what I share as well. I'm offering a weekly PDF tutorial with these videos that I do throughout the week, and that is linked in the description. And then the first selection of products that I use for the month for my artisan assignment, that will be what I do my scrapbooking workshop on. I think that's what I'm doing this month. So I'm making a scrapbooking workshop with three 2x2, three 2-page 12 by 12 scrapbook layouts. And so that's kind of my plan that I have in my mind. I may change things up a little bit because we have some other scrapbooking products that just were released as well on January 7th. So we'll we'll see. All right, so let me share with you these beautiful pictures or pages, papers. So you get two of each design. So there's a front and there's a back. And I'll just go through these real quick so you can see all these pretty papers. So, so pretty. I'm so excited about this shaded. This is not shaded. Is this shaded spruce? I don't think that's shaded spruce. I think that's, oh, it might be shy shamrock. Let me look. I'm looking. I think it's shy shamrock. It's one of our colors of the year, like the in colors. All right. I'm going to flip these over, just wanting to show you both sides. Stay away. Trying to keep the critters away. They're crazy today. All right. There's that one. There's a nice stripe kind of with the petal pink. And then I love this. Of course, these are gorgeous and wonderful to create cards with, but of course, I'm passionate about scrapbooking, so I love to figure out how I can. They're like all three up here right now. Oh, oh goodness, just a second. Getting on my keyboard and everything. This ought to be a fun day. Stop it. All right, and then there's this one. Look at that. And I love this paper too, because I think I can scrapbook um, Bevan because she's super artistic and just reminds me kind of all the stuff she does. She does lots of mixed media. All right, so there are all the papers that we can work with, and I'll be working with a combination of them today. But this paper packet right here, I'm going to set aside. I'm going to put it away because I haven't used this one at all yet. I've used bits and pieces of another one. Okay. And then I have a new pack over here that I'm using for my scrapbooking workshop. All right, so let me share with you real quick before we get started my projects from my first assignment. If you didn't see it, for let's see, I have two. I wasn't sure about the first one that I created, so I created a second one, and the second one is what I ended up using in which was this one, is what I used and created for my artisan design team assignment. So I used just a little bit. It looks like I used a ton of paper, but I mean, a few of these are fairly large pieces, and a couple are that's like a 1/2 inch by what, 4 inch. Same thing kind of with that. Um, but there was lots of layering. I've gotten to where I really love this look where you're layering papers. And then I'm not super crazy about coloring in things. I don't have the patience for it. I do it on occasion, but I decided to use those images just stamped in black and went more with the, black and white with a little pop of color and a little bit of splatter. And I love this pattern paper up here. You can actually color this in if you wanted to. I've seen some really cute projects already done with that. And then there's a really neat, oh my word, cats are everywhere. I may have to go lock them up. Um, there's a really neat new embossing folder right here that adds some really great texture. And then I created a card as well. So a sympathy card, it has that embossing folder again right there. And sorry about the camera shaking. Y'all go away. Shoo. And I'll see if I can get it. There we go. Y'all can see it a little bit better. All the details on it. I did a little bit of edge distressing with my scissors. Okay. And yeah, I didn't decorate the inside of it because I didn't need to, really. I wasn't going to be able to show it. All right, so those are the two assignment projects. And then this one, this is actually the first page that I created. And I don't know why I decided not to go with this one. I do like it a lot. You'll see I did some fun tearing techniques, which I think I'll incorporate some of these ideas into my scrapbooking workshop that I'm doing. So you'll probably see a lot of just the stamped images or them being die cut out, but little to no coloring. I'm not sure. I may do a tiny bit of coloring, but really enjoyed and had fun so far with this one. But I have lots more ideas because I asked ChatGPT for some more help. All right, so let me just get these put away. I have these clear envelopes that I like to put my projects in to keep them safe, especially from little kitty paws. All right, so I'm going to put that back where it belongs. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have visitors here in the entire time, I guess. All right, good morning, Debbie. Thank you, Lynette. So glad you're watching. All right, so we've got the mixed florals bundle. This is a big bundle of products. Not a lot of stamps, but some really big, large stamps. And there's some little ladybugs right here. Like here's one flying. This one's just kind of, I guess, where it would sit on something along with this one. Kind of hard to tell. You can see better on the front. And then you get all these dies. So these will cut out those big images. This one, that floral image. There's little, even little dies for the ladybugs. And then you've got a neat, this one will cut this out. And then this is just a standalone die that does like the grass. Okay. So if you really like the kind of artsy feel, that's kind of what this one's going to be all about. I grabbed this to possibly use since it's mixed media. This is Elements of Text. It's a new stamp set. I don't know if it's online exclusive or in the catalog. I don't recall, but it's a clean stamp set. But it would be great. So I just grabbed that out. Not sure if I'll use that yet or not. Then the mixed media floral, this is what comes in the bundle. You get the paper, these two bundles, so stamps and dies, plus the embossing folder. and then a package of the embellishments right here. Okay, so you can get all of this. I'm going to end up using all of this and maybe a little bit more odds and ends of things for my scrapbooking workshop. And so I'll use some of those today. Going Wednesday and Friday, I may just stick with the suite of products. All right, so let me open this one up real quick. You've got another cling stamp set. This is mostly sentiments, great for cards. I used this You're Pretty Wonderful on my scrapbook pages. You could do happy anniversary. Um, Possibly your kindness made my day if you were scrapbooking about something that someone did for you. You could do I'm so glad we're friends if you're scrapbooking about your friends. You could do with sympathy if you're scrapbooking about the loss of someone or something. Um, this one probably just for a card. So there's some options there with the thank you. I used this right here to put a date on my scrapbook page. So that's the challenge and the fun of trying to figure out how to use some of these stamps in in my scrapbooking. And let me grab this real quick because I thought I might use this. This is a collection of products, a bundle that's available now called Linked Together. There's some um a lifetime of love, a happy day. A couple of these would be great for scrapbook pages. And those are just photopolymer stamps. And it has these two items that go along with it, which is linked together dies. So let me open this up and show you, and let's see what we've got. Some really pretty dies. Stay away. Talking to kittens. Okay, so there are some options there. And then they have masks. So I wish they were called stencils because for some reason I have a hard time saying masks. But they're like stencils, but they're masks. And there's several in here. So you've got that reminds me of chicken wire. Here's more of lattice, I guess. So this would be awesome with, and I think these layer together. Like you could do something maybe like this. See the layers on there? So different colors, maybe. All right, I think this is, I don't know. We have two that are black. I don't know who's who because they look almost identical. And I think these are two. Okay, and then there's this one and this one. I have not used any of these at all, but I thought I might use one of them for some background sponging. So I'm going to keep those handy just to add to my background. The basic layout is super simple, so I've already got most of that pre-cut. I may cut a little bit more paper just to create some background. And then I do know I'm going to use this just a tiny bit to add some texture to some of my cardstock. So let's get busy. This may be a kind of long one. I don't know. I have picked some photos, but I didn't get all my photos printed. So I'm going to use the photo place cards um, for now. And I'll finish the page after the live with photos and journaling. And then you can see those in the community tab on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook once I get those photos um, and journaling done. So that'll be later this afternoon because I do have an idea of what I'm doing. And I'll probably share that. I have the pictures, a couple of pictures over here because I have an idea um, for kind of a neat um, theme for the page, for all of these pages. I asked ChatGPT earlier or over the weekend to help me with some ideas using this collection. I uploaded a photo of the collection of products so that it would kind of know what I had to work with. So it's kind of really neat. If you haven't used the AI to help you in your scrapbooking, I use chatgpt.com. Hello, Anne. What is the SU Mixed Media Florals PDF tutorial? It will be in the description of this video. It will be, it's listed in there what it is. So it's for just the PDF tutorial, it will include my projects for this week. So it'll include this 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. Then on Wednesday, it'll include an 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page. And then on Friday, I do 2 fun fold cards. And so you'll get the supplies list, the cutting dimensions, and the photos, plus these videos, links to these videos to recreate and learn. So I teach tips and techniques and things throughout the week while I create my projects, and you can use those for whatever materials that you have to work with. So let's see here. I am going to do, so ChatGPT shared with me some fun journaling prompts with floral metaphors. So that's kind of my theme for the week to go along with the mixed media florals. Okay, so I'm going to be using a 4x6 portrait photo, a 4x6 landscape photo. I have a 4x4 photo and 2 3x4 portrait photos. Um, Let me show you kind of in the direction I'm going through. So I'm thinking personal growth. This is going to be more of a page about me and how life has changed over the last year, from transitioning from close to my heart to Stampin' Up and where I am at now. So I did print some photos off of my artisan um, journey this last couple of months. When I got my first artisan, I think this was when I got the memento, I think is what they call it. I got a tin box that had the stamp in it with my name on it with the year. And then, so that's the tote right there, the tin box. And I had pumpkin was sitting on the box when it came in. And then, so I'm going to use a few of these photos along with maybe a photo or two from earlier in the year, maybe when I was a close to my heart maker, but I'm still working on that part. All right, so that's what we're working with. So let's get busy. I do want to give me 1 second before I start this because like I did my makeup right before we went live. I'm just going to make sure my hands are clean. So my scrapbook studio is right here off the kitchen because it's like a kitchen nook. Usually where you would have a kitchen table or something. And since we moved in here, Jeff and I have used it more as an office space because we were kind of limited on space. So, all right, I think I'm good. Got dry hands and I'm all ready. So I took that. I'll give you a few dimensions here. I was inspired by a close to my heart pattern book that we had called Make It From Your Heart. It included lots of sketches, patterns for scrapbook layouts, plus cards, some of them. But this was just a very kind of basic generic pattern because I wanted to use this design paper. I cut it at 5 inches So this is kind of how the pattern paper was. I cut it 5 inches here, so 5 by 12, and then moved over here and cut 5 by 12. So I had a strip here left over, which I think I have. So the back, so this was something like that. So there's the pattern. And then this piece I can use for something else. You know, I could use that on a card or something. We'll see. But I'll probably end up using the back portion of it somewhere on the page. But the idea is to put all of these over here. I've got some pieces that I can layer. Like this would be my photo mat for my 4 by 6. So something like this. And then I've got some pieces to layer here, but for right now, I'm going to do the 4 by 6 placeholder. So I'm going to go ahead and stick that on there. That's, and so primarily we're going to be just building this area up around here on both sides. All right, so I'm going to do my 4 by 6. I don't know that I cut mats for everything. Let's see here. I think I need one more mat. I'm gonna do that. And I have a journaling spot actually up here. I think I want one more that's out of this Calypso coral that I'm gonna put over here. So I will be doing some cutting, um, extra cutting, because there's a few other pieces that I wanted to incorporate, even pattern paper, when I started kind of dreaming about the page and looking at some um, samples on Instagram. I came across this gal that I just mentioned a little while ago, Lacey Robin. Check her out. She's got some really pretty layered, she does lots of layering. So some neat pages that I felt would really go well with um, this collection. I do have a title kind of cut out here. I might change that up just a tiny bit, but right now you can kind of get an idea of we're going to have a focal point over here, title, and maybe another photo here, and then some photos and journaling spots over here. Try to keep all my paper kind of in the same way. Now I want to cut. I'm going to go ahead. I want to show you how I did this. So I took some basic black and I'm cutting, get that out of the way. I'm cutting 1/2 inch strips, and then we're going to dry emboss these along with this black piece right here. And then I wanted to share while I'm doing that also, hey, mister, we've got another visitor. You see what they did to the back of one of my, I don't know what they knocked off, back of one of my Versa mats. All right, so here is we'll bring this out a couple of times because I will end up cutting a few or stamping and cutting a few of the floral designs. I do have a little bit of an idea of how that's going to work. So let's do this embossing real quick. I just need plate number 1 and plate number 4 for the moment. And I need that embossing folder right here. Okay. So it's extra big. It is like 6 by 9 almost, maybe 8.5. Okay. But see the cool design on it? I want to texturize these two pieces plus this one right here. I think this is going to fit in there just perfect. Let's just do that one real quick. Now this is the two-tone cardstock. It has a white core. So it's going to crack a little bit, which is perfect for this type of scrapbook page with the mixed media. I could sand it a little bit maybe. We'll see. Let's see how it brings out some of that white. Like that right there is just fine with me. You could sand it more if you wanted to. Now this one, I'm going to keep these pieces as 12 by 12, but we're going to put them in here and it's going to work out fine. I'll have to do it in two stages because see, you won't get the whole effect, but this is Peanut. Peanut's our little guy. He was so tiny for so long, but he's getting bigger. All right, so here, let's. Good morning, Sue from Northwest Ohio. Thanks for joining me. And then I'm going to take these. So now they're done like this. Just flip them around. And we're going to position them where just those, it's about 3.5 inches probably. So just overlap just a tiny bit right there. Close it. And then run that through again. And you won't really be able to see, at least on the first ones I did like that, you really won't be able to see probably can just pull them out right here. You can't even tell where I redid those, okay? Or, like they overlapped or anything, you can't tell just because of that particular design. All right, so I'm going to set that back. We'll bring this back out in just a little bit once we've done our stamping so we don't have to fussy cut these florals. There are dies that will cut them out. And I'm going to make sure nothing's stuck to that and get that out of the way. All right. So a lot of this is going to be covered up down here. I'm not sure if I want to lay these down quite yet. I think I want to figure out my design. I do want to throw this in here somehow, those layers. These will end up going underneath here just to break that border up to this up here. And let's go ahead. We've got, going to have kind of these are going to be the photos. Feel like I got a little, am I crooked or am I good-ish? I think I'm kind of good. All right, and then we're going to have the 4x6. Just want y'all to see how this is going to potentially lay out. Okay, so something kind of like this. So we kind of have a grid going over here. Let me do something real quick because it's kind of bugging me. I'm going to switch this one out because I got a little smudge. That's why I went and washed my hands. Go away. Okay, so that's kind of how we're going to have our title up over here and some florals over here. And I'm thinking I might want to do some type of a paper that is a little bit more square back here. So let me look through my patterns that I have. I think so I might incorporate something else, or just had an idea maybe. Just a second. So I've already kind of picked out my patterns for my other scrapbook pages. That's what I have in here. So I've got two different scrapbook pages in here. Let me look and see before I grab those. I'm going to see what I have over here in my stash that I didn't use, because there are several. And let's see what we got to work with, if any of these will actually work. Don't think that's really going to do anything. Now that might work. Okay, Mr. Peanut, go find somewhere else to play. Okay, that's a possibility. This one, I think it's a little bold, and there's just more of that floral back here that we might could use. I'm gonna set that over here in my stash. But I already have like a piece that looks like this. And I might take one of these and make it the big piece. Then we've got this green, which doesn't really work with this designer paper down here. This is more like mossy meadow. And then the back of that, not crazy about that for this page. So I think what we've got to work with are these kind of scraps right here. I've already cut a few. And I might could bring in some, let me grab it. I have a few other like 8.5 by 11 sheets that might could work in here. We've got the Daffodil Delight and the Petal Pink, because we want to do some layering. I think I'm formulating an idea. So there's that. I think that's all I have of this one. Um, I might do a bigger square of this just in the background, because it's reminds me of like the clouds. So let's do that. Let me figure out what the measurement is here. We're going to do some layering. So this is 7 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a 7-inch square, and we're going to see how we can make this work. Oops, that's just the back of that floral. Okay. I'm probably just going to have something maybe sitting in the background, maybe further over here. I'm going to keep my photo up here because I know I'll be kind of keeping it over in this area along with that. We can tuck some things behind here. And I'm pretty sure I want to incorporate this in here. Let me see if this all is too much though. Let's see. We may make some things a little bit smaller. I might could even do it this way. So I'm thinking I want to do one of the floral pieces up through here, and then with the title right up in here. There's the pieces for my title. Wonder if I can, okay, I'm gonna cut like a 4-inch strip so y'all can kind of see the process of what I'm doing. So if I do this a little bit longer, I could cut just a small piece off over here, but I'm probably just going to use the full piece. Let's say if that was 7, 8, I'm going to cut it at 9 and see if that works. And then I will probably need to put it back behind here. And maybe it just like butted right down on there. Okay. All right. Okay. I don't like that on the background. So for me, I love the layering. I struggle with it just a tiny bit. I'm just trying to, there's this. I can do some different things with this. Oh, I'm starting to kind of like that a little bit. I may reverse it to where it's maybe like the black is on the bottom. So let me kind of play with that a little bit and see. Okay, playing with that a little bit. We'll see. I may like it more still on the bottom, but maybe up here instead. Whoopsie. I may shove it down here, cover more of that up. Okay, so that's kind of where we're going. So let's work on this page, and then we'll incorporate some of these concepts over here into this page in just a little bit. Okay? All right. So let's look at, let me think. I was going to do some of this. It might be just a little bit. It's either that one or this one. I think something a little bit more abstract like that would be great. Just kind of poking out a couple of places in like a light um, color. Let me grab some of my shades. Let me look at if I can find the back of one of these. Here, I think that's it. The colors that are in the collection. So we have basic black, boho blue, calypso coral, daffodil delight, flirty flamingo. I don't think flirty flamingo's in this one. Granny apple green, mossy meadow, petal pink, poppy parade, and shy shamrock. But I'm just thinking, I wonder, maybe I could just do a little bit of black, just real lightly. So my Memento ink is right here. And trying to decide if that's, or maybe I want to do like Daffodil Delight or Coral. Do y'all have a suggestion? What would y'all do? I'm going to grab a couple of these colors that are in this suite. So there's the Calypso Coral, or maybe I could do just like some petal pink. It would be really soft back there. That would probably be a good idea. I like the white with black. Yes, I think that's cool, but just a little hint of it. Hello, Anne from Norway. All right, and let's let's do that. I think I'm going to do that. Let me grab the blending brush. And then we'll do the black maybe with some of either ink splatters or some of that, those elements of text would kind of be cool in the background too. So I think that's where I'm headed. All right. So I think just a little bit up in this corner right here, and then we'll bring some over here as well. So let's kind of pull this out. I'm going to set it aside kind of the way it is. Let's, I want to, I'm just practicing. All right, we ready? I think I'm going to start down here, even though I'm pretty sure that way if it's heavy, and then I'll just work my way up. And that way we'll be careful not to have some big blotches. I'm just holding that down with my hand. All right, look, it's a little bit darker in person than what it's looking like. I mostly just need it out here, kind of randomly. You'll see that? I think that's going to be good because I think everything else is going to be covered up. Let's line it up and bring it down closer to here. Now I want to be careful about the edges. Okay, so it's soft all along there, but just a hint of something. I think that's all I'm going to do for the moment on that. So we'll set that aside. And then let's grab that texture. Kind of like the idea of this one and get it off the thing. I can't get it off there it is. Okay, got it. This may be too big, so I'm gonna have to use, be like this size. I'm gonna use the back of my photo place card. I'm gonna do black, but I think I'm gonna stamp off because I'm afraid it'll be too dark. Let me see. Yeah, I think that'll be perfect. So, and I'm thinking I'm just gonna kind of do it like right here where it's just barely poking out, I think. Okay. And I'm gonna keep that handy in case I want to put some more. There was I think I'm going to do it right down here too, just so it's kind of poking out over here a little bit. And while we're doing that, why don't we just add a tiny bit? 'Cause pretty sure we'll show just a little bit over here. And I have a guide right here of kind of where it's going to, how high I need to go up. So it's just a tiny bit. All right. Now let's work on, I don't want to get super crazy. I do want to probably I have those some splatters that I can do afterwards, depending on where everything kind of ends up. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of my paper down. Now, something that I think I'm going to do too real quick, since I could edge distress. I probably will edge distress some things, but I think I'm going to edge distress my ink distress, my pattern paper just a tiny bit with some black ink. That'll just help it pop off the page a little bit. I'm going to go down this side, but it probably will mostly be covered up anyways. You won't even probably see this, but just in case. So just going to add some definition because I'm going to put that black piece. I already got a little smudge here, so hopefully something will cover that up. Something will, or I'm going to distress it. I'll splatter something right there if I need to. All right, so this piece now can go, once it's run through the embossing machine, it's a little warped. Looking at my fingers to see where I got maybe that just a little bit right there. Okay, so let's bring, don't know that I'm going to have anything down quite that far, so we'll do a little splattering over here because I'm going to have to cover that up. All right, let's do a little bit of edge distressing. So I just use my scissors and go along the edge, kind of you can keep it pretty simple, or if you really want to tear it up, you can be a little bit more aggressive, depending on grunge, maybe is the word. You know, with the mixed media, it's all kind of just splattering things on sometimes. Lots of layers. You know, sometimes you could even use like the paste with some of the stencils and things. I don't do that often. I do like the look, but of course you got to let all that dry. So it's kind of hard to do during a live. Okay, so that'll kind of roughen up the edges a little bit on probably these two pieces. So I'm just going to kind of, you could crinkle some of your paper if you wanted to. You can see I'm not putting a lot of adhesive down. I think I want them to go this way because that looks more like clouds to me than going like that. And I want to show a little bit of that. No real rhyme or reason exactly where this is going to go. I'm going to do the same thing with this and maybe even distress it a little bit more. See how like I tore right there? That's fine. You can kind of curl it up or down. I might show you a cool edge technique that I did in one of my earlier samples I shared. Isn't that cool, Debbie? I know, I love that, especially if you're using that white core paper because it adds a lot of texture. I love texture. I love it in my scrapbooking. I love it in my cooking. I like my casseroles and my soups to be like chunky. So you can see I am being a little bit more aggressive this time. I don't know if I'm doing it intentionally, but there's a couple of spots here, and you may not even see them, but you could kind of roll them with your thumb a little bit and open it up a little bit and bring some color from that back pattern. Oh, check that out. That pattern, yeah. And that brings in a little bit of that Calypso coral, so that could be a fun way. I was looking to see where else I kind of tore it there. So I think I will kind of, and you could push it and roll it back as far as you want to kind of bring some of that color in. See, I like that. especially since I'm using the mats in the coral. All right. So let's see. We're at 1 hour already. Okay, so I gotta bust a move. Now, once we get this figured out, then this page should come together pretty quickly. Kind of looking at the flowers, yeah, there is kind of a direction on here. The leaves are going up. These daisies are all pointed up the same direction, it looks like. And you could roughen up this a little bit more too if you wanted to, and then see how that um, white shows through a little bit more. And again, I didn't plan on using my sander, but I do have this little sanding block. You can get these off of Amazon, and this Velcro's on and off. So you could go over this and sand it. It comes with several grits of, if you want it more coarse or something a lot finer. So does anybody know what kind of scrapbooking style they like, they prefer? I think I kind of have a look. I don't know what you would call it, but I do gotta then brush all the excess off. I do like to try new techniques, so you will kind of see me doing that. Thinking I might like it further down here, like centered maybe on there. Trying to decide how I want it positioned. If I bring it down far enough, I can cover up that little spot. So I think that's what I'm going to do. This doesn't have to be straight either. It could be off center a little bit. So I think I'm going to do that. I might have a little floral over here or just come like right there. So you see that just a little bit. I think that's kind of how I'm going to do that. And then we'll add even a few more pieces of layering in here as well, I think. So I'm just going to kind of tilt that right in there. You won't really, you'll see this one, yeah, you'll see this little bit of tear. So if you wanted to put a little bit more, you just do it with your fingernails. You can just kind of tear it and roll it back like this. Because I liked that with yeah, the rest of this is going to be covered up. Okay, I'm going to put this on. Actually, I think I'm going to stick it right on. I'm going to adhere it right to that black mat. So the pattern that I'm using, I'm basing this off of loosely, had a 5x7 photo. I have 5x7 paper, but I don't use I don't do 5x7 photos that much. So when it calls for a 5x7, I'll shrink it down, do a smaller mat with a 4x6. All right. It could even be tilted a little bit as well. Now I do need to decide like how I want that one can probably just be sitting there kind of like that. Okay, I like that. And I think since we have curling up and stuff, I'm going to just glue it down. I'm only going to put adhesive right down the center here, maybe a little bit more than I normally would, but to hold it in place. But then I can tuck a few more things in here if I want. All right, I'm going to bring it down just far enough so that I can cover up that little smudge. And y'all are going to be the only ones that know that happened. Ah, okay. Now from here, now this one I might pop up. I don't know yet if I think I'm just gonna like tack it down for the moment. May not even really have it. Maybe I'll do it. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do maybe just it poking out right there for now. I'm just barely gonna tap that in there. So we've got to have room for our title. And I do think I'm gonna have to change up my title. Well, I don't have to, but I was thinking. Now I did cut these with the adhesive strips. Y'all should be so proud of me. But the eye came off with no adhesive on it. I don't know why. I guess just the adhesive didn't come off completely on there. All right, so my title is going to be Layers of Life. That's perfect for all my layering, isn't it? So I've got life already cut out here in black. So I want to see how this is going to work. And I was thinking I might do layers as well. I might cut out layers. Lay, if I did Layers, so it'd be a one letter short. Well, not short, but, and then I could just do of. Originally, I did layers of life. Let's lay it out and see. Because I was thinking I might do of right here and then do layers. That would be like bigger and bolder. So I'm thinking that I would prefer that. I'm going to lay this out just to see. But I do think I want to do layers out of this. Layers. So we've got that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I want to cut out layers. So give me one second while I look. I think I had some more cardstock. I don't think I can get all the words, all the letters off of there though. Okay, so let me find my scraps. There we go. Here's some more. And we will cut layers real quick. And then we'll do our stamping, cut those out, tough, stick some stuff, tuck some stuff. I was trying to think of what I wanted to say. In and around with the floral um, images from the mixed florals. Because this page over here is the one that's going, yeah, it's going to take the most time just to get it done. All right. So I guess I will grab some more of my adhesive sheets. Y'all that have been following me, I hope will be very proud of me for remembering to do this. All right, I'm going to cut just another small couple of pieces here. Got enough room for maybe four of the five or five of the six letters or something, but let's just do 2 inches. And if y'all have any tips or tricks on the best way to use this, I would love your input. So I'm finding as like that when I peel this off, maybe y'all can kind of see me. Remember your adhesive sheet, Shelly. Thanks. It's like sticking. Maybe I just need to be more careful pulling it off. I did figure out just to layer it on here. And then I'm going to cut before I tear any more off. I'm going to cut it exactly to this. All right, and then I can peel that up. So I'm kind of a newbie at this, y'all. Yeah, there we go. That's a little bit better, but okay. So now let's do, looking for my a la mode. All right, so we're going to do layers. E, can probably fit all those on there. R and S. And I think I might go ahead and I'm going to do 24, maybe with that little piece. Maybe I can put that down over here on the other page. All right. So if you're hanging out with me today, I really appreciate it. I know that sometimes I go a little long, but this is how I enjoy doing my scrapbooking. I like to prep somewhat ahead of time. Gotta put it over here on this. Trying to be careful. And I don't like editing videos. I'll edit some to maybe do some reels, but I do not like sitting here like hours on end and editing videos, especially every week. So I just prefer to go live and take my time. I'm trying to get to where I don't rush myself too much, but and if you want to sit through here, did y'all know, especially if you're watching the replay, can't do it while I'm live, of course, but if you want to watch the replay on a faster speed, you can go like all the way up to 1.5 speed and watch me, and I still sound okay because I'm kind of a slow talker. So there's just a tip for you right there. See, the adhesive didn't even stick to that one. Why? Look, it just, I guess there wasn't any on there. It doesn't feel like there's any even on there. It's like, did it do it the right way? I don't know. That's what happened to my eye. All right, got all those. Think I can trash that. Might need. Here we go. Get that out of there. Our dies come with these little holes in them so you can poke them out if they don't come out automatically. A, I don't feel like I have all my letters, but I guess there's the E. All right. Yeah, I've even watched my videos and I'm like, so I did play around with there is a setting on YouTube so that you can speed up the videos if you want to go through them faster. Of course, and you can also just drag the little cursor thing and see kind of what's going on and stop it where you want it. So you don't have to sit there and watch the full thing. So surely most of y'all know that, but I don't know if you can change the speed on Facebook. I haven't actually looked at that, but kind of like when you listen to audios, you have that option as well. You can listen to it at a much faster speed. This one's mean. This is a tiny die. These tiny dies are hard for me. Okay, so let me get, so I don't lose anything. That's trash, I guess. And just set these back over here in the tray. And I dropped one anyways. Where did it go? I don't know. All right. Hopefully I remember because I think it jumped underneath something. And I don't know which letter that was. All right. Here we go. So kind of got that tacked down. So these I'll save. I'll put in my little tray or my little Ziploc that I have of all the letters. And I can pull from those maybe throughout the rest of my scrapbooking workshop prep and use more of those because I think I'm going to stick with these alphabet dies to create my titles. I thought about using some Cricut cuts, but not everybody has a Cricut. That one, nope, I mean, never mind. But so yes, I definitely like that better. So something like that, layers of life, and then the year 24, I'll put over here somewhere. There we go. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my title down, and then that's where we'll add the embellishments, the stamped images, and so forth. So let's start this. And I may, not sure if I have my, I have a ruler. Let's see, about at 7 inches, I think is where I'm going to start. I think I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. I do like them to be straight-ish. I may have to stand up and look over. Okay, the eye is the one that did not. I'm going to just put some adhesive. I'm using my, so I'm thinking that the adhesive sheets are the same adhesive that is in the, because it's kind of stretchy, that's in the, on the adhesive sheets that are in the Stampin' Seal. I'm thinking, all right, there we go. And then I'm just going to line this up and go out that way. And I think it will fit. I hope. Oh, good grief. There we go. I don't know. Guys, I'm trying to decide if the adhesive sheets are worth it in the end. They may take just as long or longer. There we go. So who else loves adhesive sheets over glue? Let me know. Yeah, I love both of these, and I really like to see them when they're mixed. One of a fellow artisan Um, that's what she did for her projects on Friday. Layers of life. So we can, while I'm doing this, I was going to try, guess I could share this with y'all. So I'm going to include this, I think, in the PDFs. I don't know if y'all can read that, but here's journaling ideas for the Layers of Life scrapbook layout centered on growth, change, and floral metaphors. And ChatGPT, I just asked it to give me, it had given me the idea for Layers of Life as a scrapbook title. And so then I just asked it basically to expand upon it. This one doesn't have any adhesive on it either, the A. So let me get a little bit on there. So journaling plot prompts with floral metaphors. Second, there's a lot of adhesive. I can see. So yeah, this part's probably going to take the longest. And then, so like 5 different ideas for journaling prompts with floral metaphors. Even gave some, yeah, like you can copy and paste those journaling prompts. And that's kind of what I think I'm going to do on one of these Calypso coral pieces. And then I'm just going to stick this, I think, right up there. I did get adhesive sheets on these as well. Now if I can just peel it off. Okay, I'm going to come about right there. Layers of life. And then down here, there were some quotes or reflections for journaling that you could use. Questions to guide deeper journaling. Like I said, ChatGPT gave me these ideas. So instead of just doing kind of boring and generic pages, birthdays, holidays, events, incorporate some more in-depth, like the deeper journaling ideas. You could ask it, give me deeper journaling ideas for blah, 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 blah. Whatever it is you're wanting to talk about. And that helps me and it prompts my creativity. Okay, so let's go over here, get this base page done, and then we can do all our stamping and last bits of embellishing at the end. I'm going to set that stuff aside, and this is extra paper that we can, oh, you know what I didn't do? Okay, I didn't put in this piece, so let's tuck in some back here. Yeah, I forgot it. Darn it. But never fail. Okay, so let's see where I want it. Do I want it? Ah, yeah. How about like something like that? Could probably just use this piece right here. So glad I noticed that. I'm gonna, what's on the back of it? Some of that. So I used this paper on that one, I guess my featured assignment layout from Friday. So most of the time, whatever pattern's on the front, like this would be your main pattern, and then that would be your background pattern. They kind of coordinate, not all the time, but most of the time you can use both interchangeably, you know, or together on a page. And you get 2 sheets of each, so that works out really great. All right, and then I'm just gonna tack a little bit of tape, not a lot. I kind of want it to be, don't know if I want it like that. I think I want it just kind of poking out like that, but still, like you can see enough of it, but you still see just a little bit of that. And then I may have a something like right here, um, some of the florals or whatever. Okay, so we'll incorporate all of that like we did here over here. Our pictures are going to be somewhat like this. We may come down a little bit lower. That'll be up a little bit higher. Okay, and so we've got this, the stenciling, maybe a little bit here and a little bit right over here is what I'll do. So let's bring all that down a little bit. We have our guide. It's at 5.5 inches here. And then, so let's start with, I'm using I haven't been crazy about this petal pink, but I do really like it for this. All right, so we can put some, kind of just same thing. I'm going to grab the back of one of these and then just start up here. Just kind of, you're not going to see very much of this over here. So maybe just like that. It'll just be, maybe go up a little bit higher. Let me line that back up. Maybe just a little bit higher than that one. Okay, and then over here. So I can go off the page, but kind of random. Maybe, you know, think kind of like in a circle area right there. So you just have a little hint of color over there. All right, I like that. Let's do our, what was this stamp set called again? Elements of text. And then I'm gonna, again, use this to stamp off. And I think I'm gonna bring it up a little bit higher this time. Okay. And then do that over here as well. Let me, okay, I'm going to stamp off so I don't mess this up. Let me stamp off once. And then I'm going to put these down so I can kind of see where I'm going to want them ish. Okay, so maybe like right up here. It's kind of showing there. Okay. And then we'll probably come in and do just a little bit of splattering right at the end or using those splatter stamps. That's probably be better since we have those and we're using them. Okay, so let's get all this down. That's my little piece for the 24. So when I do my videos for my scrapbooking workshop, I do end up, I do something similar to what I'm doing now, but then I will go and edit those, cut out the excess, you know, the chitter chatter, things that aren't relevant. And then I'll usually voice over real quick over top of them just to give the basic instructions of how to um, do something. I'm just going to tack this down right about, I think I want it. Okay, these are kind of off-centered, like this row and this row. It wasn't just a complete grid. And then I think I'm going to tack this down for a minute, but I may do something similar to this over here. I like the idea of it going down. And then this piece, same thing. This is going to be probably where I would put either one of those quotes that it mentioned, a short quote, or the floral metaphors. I think I'm going to do something like that, but this is going to be off center a little bit, or not. Like it says 1.5 inches, so I'm going to do that. So I may end up covering up a little bit more than that. Let's see, depending on how far I put these apart. I'm hoping I'm kind of getting all this straight. See, I could have gone out a little bit more. I may have to come and stamp that over on top of it again, just a little bit. Okay. So I'm going to get a little bit closer. Okay. So from here, let's figure out some of our layering, how we want to incorporate some of these pieces. See what I've got to work with. Could tuck some of these back behind here. Let's do something similar to what I did over here. I think I'm going to see if I can just use these pieces kind of as they are. I might can tear them off a little bit or something. That would be another mixed media technique that you could do. You could tear your paper. I didn't tear anything over here, so probably won't. I'll probably just cut it if I think I need to. I don't remember what. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna, these are kind of square, I think. These are about 5 by 5. That one's got that calypso coral in it. So maybe I think I'm gonna put this right under here, poking out, layered. And I may need to get another piece of the black. I'm not sure yet if I'll need it to balance things out or not. So this is about the only way. I hate getting messy with the glue and the paste and all that. I don't know if I hate it, but I don't do it as much. All right, so what if we, remember I just kind of tacked those down. So let's pop all these up. All right, so I think I'm going to put this down. Just kind of straight, similar to what I did over here. And then this one, we can kind of do at an angle. And depending on where my photos are, I think maybe like right in here. We'll see once I get these down. I think I am going to do this though. I'm going to add where's that one that I messed up? I'm going to use this to stamp off. And then I'm going to lift this up. And I'm going to go right there. It's going to overlap a little bit, but you won't even see it. Okay, but it gives a little bit more texture over here. All right, that's a scrap that I can use. And then these, okay, so like that. Then I'll put these down for sure here in a minute once I'm positive where I want it all. So that's going to have to go down. And then these are just going to be full 3x4 photos. So a lot of that is going to get covered up. I think if I follow the sketch exactly, we can like tear a little bit over here because we've got that coral, calypso coral. What was on the back? That was part of that. Yeah, so that's not going to matter. Okay, not sure I'm going to do this photo right here. I might do like a flip flap. Or, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. I just want more of that paper showing, I think. And maybe have a, yep, okay, I like that. All right, we'll figure out my 24 here in a minute, but from here, I think I can work on doing some stamps real quick, wrapping this up, doing the finishing touches. I'm looking to see what else I had over here. I did have, remember I had that stamp set. I might could stamp like a happy day, layers of life. That happy day might be good. I could stamp it right over there, possibly, or put it on a label. We'll see. Because I have a few labels in here. I just don't know that they're really big enough. Don't know if that happy day would fit in there or not. Okay, so let's wrap this up. It's coming together. We just have to um, get our stamped images. I'm not coloring them. I'm going to leave it black and white. So let's move this over here for the moment. I'm going to use this space. Think it's flat enough that it will allow me to stamp these. If I don't get a good image, I'm going to have to bring out my glass mat, possibly. So I've got this gigantic image and like just all of these, really. I'm going to pull, I think I could do the ladybugs just randomly once we're done, if I remember. So I'm going to make sure these are clean or wet, kind of clean. Now I need some cardstock. Since I'm using white willow cardstock, I need to use that really for my stamped images as well, and not the basic black, basic white. I'm going to do this at 6 inches because they're not the same. The white willow and the basic white. White willow is, I think, more of a cooler tone. All right, let's see if we can get these stamped good. Let me find my black ink pad. There we go. So I think I want probably just one of each of these. We've got a lot going on down here, so I just want to tuck some out from behind, like maybe tuck it in here, coming out somewhere around the title. Leave enough room to put the die. That was okay, not great. So, and I think that has to do with my table. So give me 1 second. The glass mat really is the bomb. All right, I'm going to rearrange here a little bit. I guess I could just put it like this. Let me do that for the moment and see if that will work. And try this. Okay. And try it one more time. Looks like I've got plenty of ink. Much better. Still a little bit light right there, but that was much, much better. Okay, let's see if I can clean this up a little bit. And I think I'm just going to do the one and then these other smaller ones. And on one of my pages, I actually like cut up the center of this one, I think, and used one sticking out one place and another sticking out the other. I also did some masking. So you'll have to go check out my Instagram or Facebook page to see how I did those. And again, both of these have dies that will cut these out, so that'll make it go a lot faster. I think I'm going to put it down a little bit lower. Give myself some room maybe for these smaller pieces I can cut out. Okay, much better. And I'll probably do a couple of these smaller ones. And just take them off easily, carefully. Don't think I'll do that grass today. See my others, so might as well go ahead and pull these out. I'll need these two, probably this one and this one. And I'll stamp a couple of these smaller ones and just cut out what I think we need. I'm gonna put one like over here. Can I don't know that I can, I guess I gotta just do it like right here. Okay. I'm gonna do 3 just in case I need that many. I'll get it on that, yep. And then this one should work well with that. And we'll sneak it in here in a couple of places, maybe. And who likes to color? That's what I'm curious about. So you could stamp all these up and then just sit and color and have yourself a great time. I might do that later just to play. I need to play and practice. Okay, 3 of those, 3 of those. Okay, that's good. Cut these out, get them on our pages, add a couple of dots, and I think we're done. I'll clean all that up later. I'm going to leave this here. So you can tell my table's a little warped because even that's probably all the pushing on it that I've been doing. Let's bring this out and get these cut. I'm going to grab some of my post-it tape. I'll grab a few since I have several images that I need to do. Let's do this big one. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. I'll just tape it down like right there. Here's the other one. This paper does not have any um, papers that you can cut out the, sorry, it looks like maybe my stamp was on there a little off, but so give me a minute. I'm just trying to, all the edges. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Anyway, so these don't cut out any images from the papers. I checked on that pattern paper and it didn't work, unfortunately. And this one. And this page would also would be gorgeous if you did color these in. You could still do that. All right, I need that's something to keep in mind if you use those coordinating colors that are in this right here. You could color these to coordinate with that if you wanted to. I'm just not going to take the time to do that. All right, I think I can fit them all. Let me see here. That way. Yep, maybe. Let me get it lined up here. Get it started. There we go. Peel that off carefully. You should be good. See, it's so pretty when you punch them out like that. Die cut them out. I love it. Okay, those are done. All right, give me 1 second. Gotta let the dog out. Yes, we have too many cats right now. That wasn't intentional. And one dog. Poor lady. She's wondering what in the world we've done. We just haven't tried very hard to get rid of this last litter of kittens. All right, so I'm gonna do a couple more of these too, so I have them and we don't have to pull this back out. What I don't use, I'll use on another page or cards on Friday. All right. Yay, thank you for joining me, Anne. I see Myra. Thank y'all for commenting. I appreciate that. I haven't been looking up a lot, though, trying to do this. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll look right at the end before I sign off. If I don't catch them, I will check out the comments if I can. If you're on YouTube, I still haven't figured it out. Sometimes I can see the live feed, like the recording of the live feed with questions. Sometimes I can't. All right, I'm going to do these last two because that'll give me an odd number that I can space around the page. That's usually a good number. Odd numbers, 1, 3, and 5. I usually don't do more than like 5 clusters, but yeah, I won't do more than 3. And I won't really have 3 clusters this time, kind of the way it's set up. Let me see if I can get these. I think I'm gonna have to do these. Let me do this. 1 second. Cut all this excess out of here, and then we can do it all at the same time. There we go. I might end up using that piece that wasn't fully stamped. It was a little off on something. So I'll save it. See, like this right here, you could kind of do just that tulip. All right, so I'm gonna put that in my stash. I have a little tray over here that I'm just dumping everything into. Oops, that's kind of stuck. Second. There we go. And I didn't think about maybe after the fact, I might do some more of, I might do some of those mixed labels in. I'm kind of looking at it to see if there's anything I would want to use. And I may not need to use them on this page. All right, I'm gonna take that out of here. I think I'm done with that. And then let's get, think I just need these. All right. Let's see how we can pretty much have everything down. Just kind of cleaning up. Let's get these 2 primary. I say this one might be a little bit big for this over here. This might be, oh, there's several ways you could do this. Could have it out over here. I'm not crazy about, I don't know, that might work up here. Don't know if I can really tuck it under, maybe a little bit. That might work. Might could put something like right there so I don't feel like it's like grounded. And what about like that right there? Give me 1 second while I move some things around so I can see on my screen. That helps a little bit. I'm just playing around right now to see what I think I like or what I think will work. I know that's kind of black on, it's not real noticeable there except until you get up there, but I think I like that. I have one more. Maybe that's how I could cover it up, just kind of like that. So it does kind of create, yeah, a visual triangle. Okay. This is kind of, maybe I could go a little bit further down here, coming out right there. Okay, I think that's going to work. I'm going to tack these down. Guess I'll just use I do kind of like it going over top of not going to put a lot of glue. Did I tack it? Did it up under there? I don't know. I think I'll just let it go over top of that picture. It's kind of tacked down there. And then this piece can just be popping out over here. Putting a little glue right down on the bottom there. I think I'll tuck it in kind of like that, maybe a little bit lower. Okay, I like that. This is where I'm going to have some journaling. That's where I'll put one of those. I think I'm going to bring it over here, kind of like that. And then this piece can go right here. All right. I'm going to tack that down a little bit more so it's not moving. I may end up, I thought about doing tags and things everywhere too, but just, yeah, it's just too much right now. Okay, I'm gonna pull it up as high as I can make it right like that, I think. And then just so we can have this in here, don't think it goes anywhere else really. There's not really room. So I think I'll just do it. I mean, out from behind here. And let's see what I also had I'd have a couple of little, here we go. Just don't know. I may put something on it. I don't know. Oh, I've got my 25 or my 24. So I'm really reflecting on layers of life, I guess, from 2024 was my thought. Could put that up here possibly. And then maybe something down here with something on it. I could put a strip down the middle of this with the actual date. There's that little piece. Okay, I think I like that. All right, I'm gonna put this down and then that'll bring like the black. See how the black flows? I think I'll do that, but I'll break this up with the little white strip or something with the date or something else on it. Add a few dots and we're done. 2 hours, y'all. Goodness. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when I don't quite have it all figured out, but I don't mind. And then don't know if this is the right one to use, but this is the one I'm going to use for the possibly if I can. It's so tiny. If I can get that off. There we go. The adhesive. Kind of like to do. I'm just trying to think how it would look best. I don't know. I don't know if I've used this before or not. Don't even know if I really need to use it. I'm just gonna barely put it down right there. And what color? I think I'm gonna go with the gold just to add a little bit more than and not be so much coral. There are two different sizes, so let me kind of look, see what oops, there. Just a second. Maybe I'll just do one there. And I think I'll leave that like that. Don't want to overdo it. Might could put a tiny one like right up here. Then trying to alternate. Put a big one and a little one together. And then over here, and we're done. All right. Can you see any on, can you see it on there? I think so. I'm gonna do, all right, I think that's done. I'm gonna leave this. I think I'm gonna do something like right there. I'm just gonna leave it sitting there. And then I'll figure out what I want to put on it and share it in the final photos. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Whether you watch the whole thing or not, run through the replay quickly at 1.5 speed or faster if you want to really hear me talk fast. Whatever. But thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. Thank you, Shelley and Myra. Debbie was here earlier. Sue. And then Lynette was here right in the beginning. So thank y'all so much. Appreciate it. I will catch y'all on Wednesday for Story and Sketch, where I'll use this same collection with to create an 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page using more of those ideas that I'm loving from ChatGPT. And be sure to check my YouTube community tab along with Instagram and Facebook for the finished layouts with photos and journaling. I'll have that available up on those sites sometime this afternoon, and I'll be working on my PDF tutorial for the week. So you'll get the cutting dimensions and tips and tricks for creating these pages with links to the video that I created today, along with supplies list and cutting dimensions for all the pieces of paper. And then also be on the lookout. It's available for purchase now, this week's PDF, but also my scrapbooking workshop PDF guide along with videos that'll be two extra 12 by 12 two-page layouts. So lots going on. Thanks again for joining me. I'll catch y'all on Wednesday, hopefully, and come back and watch the replay if you get a chance. Thanks. Talk to y'all later. Bye. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Debbie. God bless. Bye bye.